It's a hot one today. I'm not gonna make this take very long because I will start sweating here on camera.
So let's get this over with.
What type of summer fragrances am I talking about here? What did I lure you into? Is it clickbait? If you wore one of these fragrances,
could I save you?
Well, fragrance never has to be that serious, so I hope you didn't come here thinking this was truly serious. However, as always, I'm talking about fragrances that I really enjoy, that I want to get on your radar, and hopefully you really enjoy. And I think they are absolutely perfect for what we're talking about, which is the summertime. These 8 fragrances are going to be perfect for beach days, afternoon pool parties, really any occasion where you're going to be outside during the day under the sun in the heat. These are fragrances with a fun quality to them, maybe some kind of sweet playfulness in the midst of their freshness. However, we like to keep it classy on this channel. We're not doing juvenile smelling fragrances. Nothing wrong with them, but I have stuff that I think is a little bit more interesting. So let's dive right into it. First from Mancera is Sicily. This is a fruity floral bomb. I would say mostly fruity though, very mouth-wateringly juicy, mandarin orange, peach, pineapple. It does have a floral heart that just kind of blends together as this soft, fresh floral bouquet, and it dries to a clean woody musk, but it mostly stays fruity, juicy, dripping.
What do you mean by that?
And sweet and playful. That is Sicily from Mancera. We got another powerhouse here from the house of Unique Luxury, Turkish brand. They like their strong fragrances. If you're looking for that, you'll find it here. This is one of their newest. They call it Mangonifiscent. And it's what it sounds like. This is gorgeous stuff. Juicy, ripe mango. Maybe a little bit too ripe. It's basically like the perfect mango, which is so hard to find. It is all sweetness here, dripping in honey, has a creamy, musky vanilla base to it. It is sweet all the way through. Maybe not the freshest fragrance, but it does have a little bit of transparency to it. I would just go a little light on the sprays, maybe 2, 3 max. Especially if it's during the daytime. It smells delicious, it smells fun. It does have a little bit of a sexy edge to it. I think the musk helps with that. And luckily it's not off the rails sweet, it's not cloying. But it can get cloying if you overspray it, so keep that in mind. Not weak stuff. This is Mangonifiscent from Unique Luxury. From the house of Lalique. They do things a little differently. I always appreciate that. They're not just riding trends, making basic bro fragrances, even though you can often find them very, very discounted online. This is called L'Insoumis. This is a very fun fragrance. This is like crushed sugar rimmed glass with rum in it, a little bit of pepper in there. I think there's some basil. There's a nice green, spicy, aromatic quality to it, and it has a nice woody base. While I do find it a little simple, it's also a little bit unique. It's super fun, it's super easy to wear, but a little different, will catch attention in a way that not everyone has smelled, but very, very pleasant. L'Insoumis from Lalique. And we could not do a video like this without
that.
One of the most invigoratingly cooling fresh fragrances I've put my nose on. Does it smell of high quality? Not really, but it smells really great in the air. Nonetheless, Chandon 3 AM, very, very fizzy, fresh tonic water with citrus, with some fig leaf, a little bit sweet and fresh spicy from cardamom. It is very, very, very fresh, but a little sexy all at the same time. Cardamom is to thank for that. Doesn't last a super long time, but again, for this scenario, you may not need 8 to 10 hours of longevity. If you have it, that's great, but I'm not going to pool parties for 8 to 10 hours. I'll hang out 4 or 5 hours at the max, and then I'm getting out of there, going home and taking a shower, putting on something else for the day. But that's Chandon 3 AM. It's perfect for this occasion. The newest from the house of Zaharoff, we have Coco Loco. I mean, just look at this bottle. It is just a fun presentation, and it lives up to it. I get a juicy, sweet orange that's fresh with some creamy coconut, but thankfully does not come off too suntan lotiony or sunscreen at all. It is creamy, but the coconut is nicely balanced with the citruses here. And it does have this creamy, sweet, almost almond-like vanilla base to it as it dries. It is sexy, it's fun. I think it works great for the evening, but I do think you can pull it off during the day. No problem, it does have that bright playfulness. Citrine, which was its predecessor, is technically its daytime counterpart, but but a lot of you guys basically voted that off the island because it wasn't beast mode. And just the scent profile itself, it wasn't intended to be, but
that wasn't good enough for you.
So now you'll be hard pressed to get it in North America. Great job. Gonna have a link down to Zaharoff below. Get this for the summer. This is sexy stuff, perfectly unisex. Allure Homme Edition Blanche. This is a classic. You've seen it before. You've seen other people talk about it. Creamy, fresh lemon, a little woody and spicy. It is kind of almost gourmand in a way, like a lemon pie or something like that. A little bit of a tartness in there that's a little mouth-watering. Has a fresh muskiness in there that is just very pleasant, very attractive smelling. Does not smell generic by any means. It has personality. I always appreciate that. Allure Homme Edition Blanche from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. We have what I believe to be the best in this collection, Aqua Celestia Cologne Forte. Juicy citrus and florals. Black currant, which is a little bit of a bittersweet type of fruity note, very, very juicy, with some bright bergamot, a very light heart of florals that add a touch of a clean powdery nature, but mostly it gives way to a clean musk. And that's it. It's a pretty simple fragrance. All in all, it comes off smelling maybe a
little tiny bit
shampoo-ish. And I actually got that vibe from the original Aqua Celestia, but it's way less of that here. It's a little bit more natural fruit smelling, more citrus smelling. The black currant adds a nice balance so it's not too sweet, and that musk is a very, very nice element on the skin. Really good stuff under the sun. Very, very fun, but a little classy. Aqua Celestia Cologne Forte. And finally, from Beach Geeza, quintessential fun in the sun type of fragrances, and this is their flagship called Coco Moon. This is the eau de parfum version. As I've said before, this really shines at night, honestly, because it has this weight to it, this heavy denseness, this richness that I think works beautifully with summer night wind. It's just beautiful with that, but I do think it does great under the sun. It has juicy sweet pineapple. It has that creamy coconut. It has this slightly resinous vanillic benzoin, which is kind of ambery in a way, a little bit warmer, again, adding that weight to the scent. But fortunately, this has a lovely and robust base of some woods and moss and things like that. So yes, it is creamy, sweet, playful, very approachable and attractive, but it has a backbone to it, and that honestly makes it a little bit sexier and definitely more unisex, where it could lean a little feminine for some. I think the woods help to balance it out. And it's strong stuff. Do check out Coco Moon. We have a little code with Beach Geeza. Gonna link it down below in the description. Save you some money and check them out. All right, I want you to let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances, if you love or hate any of these fragrances down in the comments, and if you have not tried them, as always, links in the description below. Check them out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.